The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. One look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for. I'm feeling electric. Our love is electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. I'm feeling electric. Look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for. I'm feeling electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. One look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for. I'm feeling electric. Our love is electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. I'm feeling electric. Look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for.
It's like
Hello everybody. Hello everybody, this is Kimchi. I am back and I have Eclipse with me here as well. I think he's first time casting, I believe, I'm pretty sure. And today we have LG versus High Tide. I'm pretty interested in this game as well. This is like two teams who have really been, back and forth with the talk, so I'm really just hyped to see how much they can prove their worth right here.
Exactly, right?
Yeah,
You have HT supporting a really nice cast of players, especially with CoachSeering coming from coaching from Illinois College and OneNinjaArmy like started in Iron. Have their IGLs Petrichor and Paco. Goes pretty interesting. Unmade God aficionado. Actually ended up playing with him back in the NBA, but that was other times. This is my first time casting, so very much apologize for the somebody freaking on the random street just to be very rude and rev our car.
So, how do you feel about these matchups? Because me personally, this is the Apprentice team for both these teams. Honestly, I think they're both really solid rosters, and I don't think it would be like a blowout like in either side. I think this will be actually a really good close match from both sides. Like you said, both teams, like LG has TheRetiredGod, Brimmy, and Blundering, who I know, all pretty good, solid players. And while High Tide have CoachSeering, OneNinja, Tibberson as like also really, really good players for their respective tiers. So I have a good feeling these games will be very like neck to neck.
Pretty excited to see how these two teams battle it out on their respective maps. So far, their records have been LG taking 1-1 and HT 2-0. So definitely going to be interesting to see if HT can secure their third win, keep that win streak going, or if LG keep that 2-1 happening.
I'm really interested to see the IGLings from both sides. Retired God and Petrichor having, probably very different IGLing styles. So I want to see how they play it out, how these rounds go. If they take it fast, slow, just what goes on in their head. That's really what I'm looking for here.
How these teams work with each other so early on in the season. trying to see which of these guys can work absolutely best with each other. Maybe some teams just absolutely flow. Some that got things to work out, but we'll see here today.
Alrighty, I'm very, very excited to see how these teams play. Don't really have anything much to say other than, you know, these guys are both really good. Been looking at VDC Gen Chat every now and then, or the Apprentice chat. There's been a bit of talk from both sides, so let's see if we can prove their worth here. Back up their talk. You know, it's not all just words. And we'll be going to map bans here for both teams. See how it goes. LG banning first, I believe. I'm really interested to see how these teams will play in what map. The first ban is possibly going to be Ascent right here. Second ban immediately followed up with Lotus. Interesting, because next map is Icebox, and then immediately followed up with Sunset after that. Very, very interesting. I believe
like our first map.
Oh, split.
Okay. Give us a moment.
There seems to be some technical issues on our side, I believe. I'm not really sure. I don't believe so.
Everything is correct, it looks like LG have gone with Bind as our second map, and our first map pick is Split. Tied.
I am very interested to see how teams work out on the map Bind, because there is no mid play here. Also, TPs are very, very strong, especially for like fake Omen TPs or Yoru clones. So I'm very interested to see how Bind will be played out. Also, Split's a very interesting map where I believe if you just take some hot, heavy mid control and establish some pressure and establish the tempo on your side by establishing that mid control, I think you have a very good favor of turning the tides of each round, possibly.
Exactly, seeing exactly how these players and how their respective IGLs decide where to place their players, have them work out on the map, get that map pressure and the goal specifically in the start of the round, seeing how their plans go out, where the rotations are at, where they stack up.
Well, now then, I would really sad to not see Breeze, even though I don't really like the map. I would love to see some aim duels from both these players from both teams, because supposedly they both have really good aim teams, so we'll see. But we'll see how it goes. Split, pretty not really a standard comp would really be necessary for Split. I feel like if you just have Sky alone as the initiator still, even though she got nerfed pretty hard, I think she's still a solid pickup for this map. Just really interested to see if they go Cypher or even KJ here. Both very strong sentinels for the map. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Alright.
Move on to agent select, where our teams are now picking their agents for this for Split. So we'll see if Paco decides to go with Breach. You have it. He's already hovering on
the Breach. Seems to be known for his Breach plays. High Tide already seem like they know what they want to do, how they want to play this map. With the double controller, I wonder if they're going to just take a lot more map space on Split. Very good place for a double controller if you have that Viper wall mid and just have Omen kind of lurk around for like the site smokes. Meanwhile, you have Raze as entry duelist as well. Very good duelist on this map. I'm just very interested on LG's side, where they have a Breach to really, instead of like the double controller even. So also the double flashes is really strong with the Omen as well. So I believe I believe LG have really good sights, like sight hold, sight takes, or like with their comp. I don't think anything is really wrong with LG's comp. It's very solid, very well rounded. While High Tide also the same team, same position, I would say, but they're also have. I believe their double controller comp is going to be very interesting. With how they play this map, because it's not very. You need a lot of teamwork and to really how to play this out.
Exactly, and with all those initiators, yeah, was it? You got High Tide having at least three flashes. Those executions are going to be looking deadly on this map of Split. For site executions are just so fluid.
Alrighty, well I believe we're getting into the game now here. So let's see how it goes from here. Each team setting up kind of just believe it's a B push here. Maybe even a B split from High Tide side. Meanwhile, Cypher is on the standard B side. See how it goes here. It's very interesting to see. Flash coming out. Flash gets the raise tagged.
Rotations already coming in as well. On the side of LG. Already 2 picks down for HT. Have control of A. Echo slowly pushing in, seeing if he can find anything up on tower. They're looking really well. Looks like HT has an absolutely superb grip on the site. It's coming out. It's come in. Cypher gets 2 though. Us down the sky in a 1 versus 2. 50 HP. Crunched from both sides. Unable to make it work out.
Very, very interesting round from both High Tide and LG. I thought High Tide had a very good site execute. Just the way they kind of held site down was kind of like just spread out, giving ones there. It's not really coordinated with like trades and double peeking. I believe LG had a good site hold, but just High Tide had a better communication within their team and just good retake on their team overall, utilizing each other's utilities to the fullest. Let's go into this next round here.
We have some. Already have some mid aggression here. Omen getting tagged up a bit from that raise nade. Get found out, but they're gonna push up tower anyways. Pressure on the Cypher here. Raze throws her nade to try to dissuade them, but gets pushed down and they just pummel into sight. Already Omen getting down and just a push into spawn with a Bucky taking down Paco. He did not expect that. He tries to push in, but she's taken down. Especially good eco round. No players lost.
Very, very strong round. They just straight up bullied LG off the site and just really picked off their players one by one. Just very strong round from High Tide there. Grouping up, not really paying for ones there. I am very interested to see how LG will kind of respond. If they're going to keep doing the default or are they just going to do something different? Also on High Tide side, I would like to see like maybe just a death ball somewhere, probably down mid. But it looks like they want to group up A main here.
We'll see how will they convert their eco around here. Go just freaking some shots through the wall and absolutely taking down the Viper. Is not good. They needed those smokes. That flash coming in. Being pushed off of it. One tries to blind, but don't want to play off of that as either. You two on both sides, and Paco picks up another for a double kill. HT are looking like they're trying to rotate and just play it safe here, but Cypher just picks them down, and Omen's taken down 2. Just left to Sky again, the Stinger. She's unable to convert onto the Cypher, and it looks like flawless.
Very, very solid hold from LG there, pushing their aggression when they already know that they're not in their specific areas like bottom mid or even B garage. So it's very, very good that they use that information to just put aggressively. I want to see that Viper wall is just going to be constantly put down on A here is what it seems like, and this may just be running a default here, looking for spreading around, looking around the map, see what they can work with of information.
Kind of look like they want to push up on A here with the mid 3-2 split. LG have the push down on mid. 2 players, but they push up on tower. Tide push down. Omen takes down their Raze. Flashes out, but she's caught by the trip, and Cypher trades her out. Looks like the players of LG are already on the site. We get scrap here. He takes down Cypher, pushing up, and they fuck onto the site, and they take down Omen as well, who pushed out. Viper is going to make things very hard for BANJO, but he's flashing out, he's pushing. He's down 1, just gets traded out. Sky looking like she's going to try to go in and see what damage she can do. Meet up with this player. She's going to catch a time, take it down. 1 versus 2. They're right below her. She can work. She doesn't expect him, but she flicks onto him. 1 versus 1. Is there enough time for her? She's up. She finds the Viper. In corners. Running out. Too late. Viper takes her down. That was a really close round.
Very, very close round indeed. I believe that LG, their site take was somewhat solid, just the util of Cypher just wasn't broken, so Cypher has some very, very good site hold there until the rest of the team just started flooding out. I believe LG just, again, very, very solid on the defense right there, but just not enough. Just that little push was just all they needed.
Like a B hit here from High Tide. Echo already ready. King of them down. Them down as well, but they're already on the site. I'm looking to push up on tower here, see which player she can go. She's gonna rip her ult actually. Find the Raze. Push back, looking to play with the Raze, but the Raze gets traded out.
I've got your trail.
Take tower control. Viper's doing her best just to keep it open, make it harder for them to push on the site, but she loses to the Sky. High Tide takes down 2, but on a flash, their Omen takes them down. Versus 1. Gonna defuse, nothing he can do. Actually loses his internet. That's so unfortunate. It's like LG take down High Tide for 2.
I like that run from LG. They're just taking back that heaven space that they've lost. Really excelled, like they're retaking there. High Tide had a good idea. I just feel like they just didn't have the right the amount of numbers for that heaven space and just hold it down. Just very, very close round. LG now having that breach ult and possibly that woman ult could do a lot of numbers here.
Seems like some mid-aggression from the Omen on the side of High Tide. It's just looking like a default from them, actually, trying to see what players they can take down with their eco. She's down on the Sky, but Sky was ready. Unfortunate, because he had the Bucky. Sky takes down another trading her Omen out. So ready for that push, but Raze decides against it and moves up. How they're seeing this trip, taking it down with a Cypher cam. Push up from Sky. Blaze was ready, but she did not have a good enough gun. Sky takes down her 3rd kill. Tide is trying to get as much damage as they can. Sky gets her 4th, and she gets an ace. Ace.
Very, very strong round there by Eon. Really 1v5ing that round solely on him. No one else. Looks like they saw another player in that round. Breach still having that really good ult. They High Tide having that Viper Raise ult here could use a lot with this site onto the site here. I feel like just LG need to like just keep doing what they're doing. I think they have a really good solid defense here. We'll see what High Tide can do to counteract that though.
Immediately gets traded out on an early peak. No one to play with her. Tide immediately takes his chance and they push out on the site, and no one from LG is ready. They gather up, and the OneNinjaArmy pushes up and nearly takes on Paco. She's down on the spawn with everyone ready, and picks him up. Versus 3 in favor of LG. Viper. Oh no, that timing was horrible. This guy coming down, catching her. 2 now. LG making it a 4 versus 1. This guy is going to try to save. Oh, she's taken down through the smoke, trying to spray down. See what damage he could do.
Again, very strong defense on LG, using all their util to slowly re-clear, take space back from High Tide here. Very, very good util usage. Meanwhile, High Tide's just seeming to struggle just a little bit on the post plant, not seeming to understand if they want to hold it down or just play retake or just play for post there. Very, very, how would you say it? Like, not comms about what they want to do here, but High Tide grouped up A main here, see what they can do.
Looking like they're absolutely ready to push out. This is the correct guess, as there's only 2 on the side. It's the weak side, but Paco's ready, stuns them down. Paco is just absolutely taken down, and that Cypher setup takes down another base player. Sky is also taken. Cypher takes another. Is only left up to Tibberman, and he only has a Bucky. He could be able to get this on the raise. He can find a right timing. Which is up. Takes him down. Gets that gun. 1 versus 4. See what damage he can do. Take this 1v1 possibly against Paco, but I don't know if he's going to let him have it. It's on a Cypher camera. It looks like they're just bunching up. They're trying to play this safe. Know the danger of letting another player take their 1v1s, especially now that he has a Vandal. She's down, but uses the 1v1 to Sky.
Cypher finding a lot of value from his util there. Again, very, very punishing from High Tide there, not really using the dog or just the raise util to really kind of find out where that Cypher setup is, and just LG finding a lot of use from that. Now, I would love to see what High Tide can do to really kind of just counteract and bring this back from the deficit they're in.
And we'll see what they try to do. Looks like a default down here with 3-4 players down the middle. They push down, but the Cypher setup is ready. Takes someone down. He just pushes out. Takes down Viper as well. Tide unable to get any trades down. That Sky Dog finds no value. Gonna flash out. OneNinjaArmy pushes up. Takes down 2 with the Bucky. They have their guns now. Viper takes down another with a headshot. Share tap. The Paco. Another 2 versus 1 for High Tide now against Omen. Sky Cap is going to find him as well, but he's going to use his TP to throw him off. Ends up sticking it up to tower. 1 versus 2. Sky is low.
One enemy
He's down, Raze.
remaining.
Is down, pushes down, and he takes down Sky. Oh man. 1 versus 2 side of LG.
Very, very good tempo there from High Tide. It's just very unlucky that the last 2 players you had alive there were just one shot. That's more of like kind of what I would love to see, is just using that aggression, taking that mid space, you speeding up the tempo so where they have to react to it. LG kind of just caught off guard, it seemed like about OneNinja just double satchelating up into the vents and just getting a Bucky kill for essentially 2 Bucky kills for free there. But LG just having that one Omen who has basically full HP really just mattered. See into this next round, see if they can keep up that tempo.
Like High Tide trying to take mid again. They're Omen and Sky watching mid on the other side of the smoke. Tibberson. Dog pushed up. Omen blind. They're pushing up. Omen tries to blind back, but he's hit by the nades and taken down. Tower is now clear. Raze also wins the 1v1 on the Sky. Only one LG player left on site. In that corner. Don't know who's there though. He takes down one. He's immediately just flicks onto their head for the trade. G now only in a 2 versus 4 situation. Tide, the Viper already lurking into their spawn. Looks like he's gonna take down Paco.
Enemy remaining.
Viper gets him at the same time. Push out, takes down one, trade it out. I take it with 2 players left.
OneNinjaArmy just finding extreme value there that round with just the aggression again. The very fast tempo just kind of throws LG kind of off guard, using that Raze util just speed up there in Mail, getting the Omen with their molly and then just ulting onto the site. Taking site for free essentially. Very good round by OneNinja. See how LG can really respond back to this faster tempo that High Tide are pressuring on them. Seems like they want to go back mid here.
Another 4-1 setup for High Tide down mid. He's nading directly on the Sky. Takes some damage from it. Value found. Looking like they want to push down. Cypher just comes in, takes down another one for High Tide. One taken down as well, pushed down. G are now down 3 players. Just to put the nail in the coffin. Cypher hits. So, oh, the B side looks like they're gonna come in for a plant. Someone trying to stay behind, see if he can find any other players. Looks like LG are looking to save this round, knowing that it's lost. They're just going to try to save their weapons. Cypher already down 19 HP. They're moving around the map, trying to see what value they could find. They do not want to leave these guys with 5 free weapons. Down on the Omen.
Standing.
So his low HP leaves him down, but the knife out. Paco picks him up. Before, I think that's all he's going to try to go for. His weapon. They took down one. Looks like they're trying to push in on the spawn. They may find him actually waiting on him. Just down. Does not find any value. Fifth round for High Tide.
Very good round by High Tide. Their tempo very fast again. I don't think LG can really find a way to really counteract the faster tempo. Seems like it's really paying off in High Tide's favor. LG having some of that util just being delayed because of like the faster tempo from High Tide is really struggling to find rounds here.
Pushing in, Raze taking another one of the aggressive peaks, taken down immediately. Again becoming weak for LG. Let's see if they can try to convert this into a round win. LG already ready to take a scrap on their site, ready for that push with the Cypher setup. High Tide have other plans. Slowed down. Cypher's already found on B site completely free. Only person on the site is Paco. He's on tower. Try to slow this down as much as he can. LG finds Cypher in the mid push. We're still trying to do damage, but completely unexpected from Viper pushing into their spawn. Gonna play aggressive. Omen when blinding them into the spawn, keeping them back so they can ensure a safe plant. Trying that, or just doing his best just to keep them back for as long as possible. Run that clock down. Actually helps with countering the Cypher ult. Now they can be anywhere. LG find 2 being HT in the versus 3 situation. He pushes out, plays aggressive, but they get the trade down, but traded out. Not enough players to ensure that victory. Even with all that time spent down, it's gonna get a safe defuse.
Very good ending half for LG there. Kind of picking it back up a little bit by the scraps. High Tide and finding the A side completely free there. Just not really utilizing, taking more space. Maybe even heaven space there for where it's planted open. I feel like LG having that double initiator, especially for attack side, it's going to be a very, very strong attack side. Meanwhile, High Tide having that double controller, I want to see how they utilize the Viper Omen here. Will they take space mid, maybe even in A or B main here, use that info to really kind of start stacking pillars to the other side of the map, see how it goes really.
Wait. Looking like LG are going to take a slow default down mid. He's playing aggressive, taking some damage, pushing some damage on the Sky, sorry. Gonna stay there, drag some players down. High Tide, that aggression seems to have worked. There's 3 on B now. LG taking their time down middle, waiting for our call. All teams seem to not be moving. Raze is pushing down middle. She takes a peek on a Paco. Takes Paco down. There's a nade, push it, wrench. So wrench into LG's plans. Pushes down on the Raze. He gets a dink down, but not too much damage from it. Pushes down on the site, but gets traded out.
Down B.
Guy already on the site, ready to respond to her teammate's death.
30 seconds left.
G down by 3. Not looking like they can convert this into a round win. We're taking that fight on a Viper. He's just taking him down. Just an overwhelming pistol round win for High Tide. LG losing that player down the mid was just mental to the plan. LG looking like they want to call timeout here. Possibly.
Seems like High Tide really using those double controllers very, very well. But I feel like LG just kind of gotta understand that High Tide have both double controllers. They need to use their initiator util to just kind of forcibly take space, kind of use it to really just speed up their tempo, if anything, because High Tide with the double controller, they're gonna want to take this slow. They want to take this methodically. They want to find kills here. They don't really want it to be, really fast paced. See how it goes.
Just push down on the LG and B site. One team up. Hopefully you can find kind of timing on the Viper. I know he's there, and he does. Takes down that classic. He's got a bulldog now. A is ready to get that drop on the other player. See what he can do. Is Judge. Good damage, but Judge tops all. Takes down the other A's. 4 versus 4. LG with the worser weapon. They can convert it down. Getting ready to push down. Paco sends down. Down a shock, putting down all his util, push him back. Tide push in, trades all around. This is 1 now.
One enemy remaining.
Takes him down for a 1 versus 1 on the Cypher, trying to find him. Only 3 bullets left. Pulls down his ghost. Player's low. Time runs out. LG find their next win.
That's the aggression. That's the tempo I love. What LG did there. That's the type of stuff I want to see. The double initiator really going fast, hitting site hard, catching the players on site off guard on where they could be. High Tide kind of just, again, their slow plays is really kind of costing him here when especially LG have the double initiator. You two kind of set their own tempo. So let's see how High Tide can really counteract this.
LG already going for another play, but Tide pushing down middle aggressively. LG noticed this. They take it slow. They wait for them to push out, get those kills. Already 2. OneNinjaArmy ready, but the Skydog absolutely taken down. But he gets a trade down. Gets Omen as well. Pulls out the nade. See if he can get a third. He gets a third. Pulls out his ult. It's unable to convert anymore. That is a detrimental hit.
Very, very solid eco round there from High Tide. Using their double controller, taking that space mid there. Again, like the double controllers, it's very useful to take that space, deny the enemy from really pushing, responding to that aggression as well. LG just kind of having that weapons that they needed to really win that round is very, very unfortunate. But High Tides, if they keep this up, they might just have a shot back into this game here.
LG want to steadily changing up their tempo, especially based on High Tide's previous aggressive play on the start of the round. They don't want to take any chances to see if they'll make any mistakes first. Skydong down mid, sending that Omen. Gonna see a flash out. Enough. He pushes out and LG immediately take him down, completely punished. Trying to find value, but Omen takes down the other Omen on the side of Tide. LG immediately regroup, try to see if they can take down B because their Cypher's already taken the free site. Completely left alone by High Tide. Players on A, slowly realizing what's going on. They're gonna push down, but find the other player. Trying to see what she can do. Ray's working down in mid. They miss each other, but it looks like Ray's just saw her. Never taking this spot down. Push down aggressively on that Sky Flash, and he takes down 2. Their Cypher finds 1 on site. 1 versus 4. This guy's low. See if he can try to do this one. They pummel him. Gets down a trade. Nothing more. Timeout active for the side of High Tide. They're going to have to try to find some way to be able to convert this map to them.
Very, very, very good round from LG. Kind of regrouping, going back towards A site here. High Tide, meanwhile, I think they just over-rotated a bit too much. Just thinking that's going to be a fast B mid-split with all that util down. Not knowing that the Cypher was just kind of lurking up A there. Very, very good round, especially with on LG side. I would love to see more more space control from High Tide's controllers, like just coordinate a team play, start taking space down like garage or using that Viper wall mid just to like have that have LG on their toes, kind of like punish them if they push through mid there, like just something to really stall and slow down LG's fast takes and fast tempo. But so far, it's like it seems like High Tide just kind of on the back foot here, trying to figure out what they can do to slow it down. But I would love to see how they would respond to LG's faster tempo with a pretty crazy lurk timings from LG Cypher.
That tempo could be everything to change the game in their favor or help them win over to the map, but we'll see. LG is starting in a 4-4-1. Finding her way down mid. See what she can do. Her pushing up, takes down Raze. Goes for the ult, finds that value. LG are left scrambling, unsure of what to do next. Looks like High Tide are trying to take down some mid aggression. Side against it. To keep their player value up. Viper's already pushed up all the way into their spawn. To find these 3 players. Are they going to be ready for her? Paco has his knife out. This could be bad. Takes down Paco, takes down Sky. Omen trades her out, but that is an insane amount of damage.
I know exactly where.
Cypher taking down another player from HT. Can they convert this into a round win? Cypher's ult letting LG know exactly where they are. Omen deciding that he wants to play it slow. OneNinjaArmy trying to find down. Gets traded out by the Cypher after getting a body shot off. When teaming over to play with his teammate. Cypher ready, 13 seconds on the clock.
10 seconds left.
Trying to play time, see what he can do. He finds the Cypher off guard, but the trade is out. 4 seconds down. It might go down. It is down just a Sky and the Omen. Has her dog, but no flashes. Is out of the way. Only a sheriff in hand. Looks like they're both gonna find each other here, and that reposition from Omen just completely unaware to hide Sky.
I love that round from Petrichor, literally using that Cypher ult's information that they're all on B garage. They're just pushing up, very unexpected angle where it gets to there, finds value, but seemingly High Tide just couldn't really pull it through completely with the lower buy that they had. LG seemingly just kind of finding it back, like even if they are down in numbers, just seems to find it back.
LG just having that momentum, being able to hit all those shots, even with that surprise play from HT's Viper. Looking like they're going down for a B hit again. Aggression from Cypher this time. It's stunned down. LG push out with Ray's ult. Cypher finds one, but he gets traded out with the ult. Ray's pushing out into the spawn. Ray's pushing out into the site. Fighting it down. Jeez, Ray's finding 3, 4. Can she get the ace? Pushes 1. They're gonna push out players. She finds 1. Still LG get the ace here. Using all her util on him, trying to see if she can get that dog bite. Unable to convert it. Ready to push out, and that crosshair placement is perfect for High Tide, finding their 7th round.
Don't even try.
Very, very, very close round there from both sides. I love the push up from LG, trying to take more space. Lovers using that raise util just to find that kill on the Cypher and then taking space alley. I think that was a very good play there, but kind of fell back. High Tide, meanwhile, going back on the site retake. I believe it was the Omen who peeked out heaven there, finding value, but just catching LG off guard. I wonder if High Tide can just keep this momentum going, they might just be able to to make a comeback.
LG switching gears, moving on to wait for any aggression, see if they can find any picks the side of high tide, but they make none. It's slowed down on the 3 years down. Petrichor rips his ult, they push down, they find 2, 3. High tide's completely pushed down on the waves. Overwhelmed. OneNinjaArmy trying to find some value, but a 2v1 trying to push back. He knifes down Cypher completely unaware. Cypher takes him down. Finds some value with the Bucky, but with a quick trade out, LG find their 12th round on match point for
Match point.
High tide seeming again just the very fast push from LG is just very, very punishing with especially the double controls if you're not utilizing it correctly. LG just very good use of the breach roll, take sight, get ramp control even. It's very, very solid round. I would probably think that if you're in high tide, you're in the back end, you want to do something desperate. You want to try to get into LG's head of just trying to do something weird here.
LG on a map point, playing it slow. Getting high tide, feel that anxiety of possibly losing the first map pick here. Person in the smoke for A main, hoping to find a pick, pushes out a bit. LG pushing down, finding the pick on the raise. It trades it out. LG's reach try to push up, but that Sky really knows what's good for her, and she moves out, but she gets traded out for this. A Cypher, Viper finding that value. LG finding another pick on the Omen. I try to push up, but the timing is just wrong to find on Paco. Is on B site. Will she find over here? This could
Player standing.
takes her down. 1 versus 3. They don't know where he is. Ends 1. Tries to move out the way. He's completely off guard. He's super low. Going over the raises. He uses his ult. Ends out. He's getting crunched. He pushes down, but Paco. It's a run and gun headshot for the map.
Very, very unfortunate map from high tide. I believe that there's just kind of like a team composition diff right there. The double initiators utilizing their agents and utilities very well. They set the tempo for basically the entire map even. Very, very well played by LG. Meanwhile, high tide, it was very kind of close game there, but I just feel like the way that they played it, the double controller just doesn't seem to really work out how they want to play the map there. See how it kind of goes onto map 2 here with Bind coming up, where a double controller is very, very strong and can be used very well. But again, just because it is used very well, I believe that the people playing it just need to synergize with the team.
Right. We'll see here in the agent select for Bind. Not sure if we're going to be starting immediately or we're going to be taking a small break in between maps. Let us rest a bit. From that last map, we'll be taking a short break here between maps. LG down 1.
Higher than before, you take me to a fourth dimension. Let me want more. I don't want this to end yet. Higher The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. One look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for. I'm feeling electric. Our love is electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. I'm feeling electric. Look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for. I'm feeling electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. One look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for. I'm feeling electric. Our love is electric. The way that you make me feel like I've never been felt before. I'm feeling electric. Look in your eyes, I found the one I've been waiting for.
It's like
Welcome back, everybody. Map 2 coming up here with against High Tide and LG. The second map being Bind of all maps. A very interesting map. The use of the TPs, the use of just there's no mid space at all, so no real default really on this map at all. Just gonna be very interesting how both teams will be playing this out and treating this map.
With Light Garden having that double initiator comp and over and split and converting that into a win, I'm excited to see how they're able to convert that into Bind, especially with how initiator heavy it can be sometimes.
I'm gonna be more kind of watching if they take showers or the long orb control here, because I feel like with those two only being the orbs on the map and just being the long angle gunfights, I feel like that's going to be the taking factor of how sites are going to be taken if they just hold control of long or showers here. It's going to be a very interesting thing to see here, because I believe that if you just have a team just go 3-2 split long and hook or maybe shower short, I feel like that's just kind of how you got to play this map. You can't really default by having everybody spread out on this map. It's going to be a very interesting thing to see how both teams will be playing around on this map. I really want to see what agents also, because again, I think High Tide's double controller really would shine on this map, especially with how big and spaced out it is with no mid control to really worry about. So I would love to see what team comps both teams decide to pick.
Especially with Light Garden's aggressiveness, it could finally meet its match that double controller setup.
I believe so too.
To see how these players.
Well,
To see how these players work together here.
Yeah, I would love to see it. Alright, getting into map bans here. See how our agent select. I'm sorry, I'm not right in the head. Let's see who gets picked and who doesn't. Let's see. It seems like LG High Tide kind of having to find out what they want to pick. They want to go back to the double initiator with the fast tempo and pace. With especially the breach again. The breach very solid on this map. Just depends. Like it's really going to be interesting how he uses his util. Meanwhile, High Tide going again, probably for the double controller. Very interesting. So nothing's really changed on both sides. LG using that double initiator while High Tide probably setting up for that double controller play here on Bind, which I believe is actually a pretty good team comp for double controller. But again, if High Tide can't really find something to counteract LG's fast push, fast retakes, like it's gonna be one hard game for High Tide to really control the tempo and set the pace for how they want to play things out. Seems like LG really kind of found their pace, how they want to play this. High Tide kind of changing up with the breach instead of the sky or even the gecko. It'll be very interesting how they were going to get information with this breach. Are they going to jump spot from long showers? Like how will they get information other than Cypher on this map?
Their agent selected, we will be moving on to and loading in. Light Garden not exactly changing their lineup too differently aside from Eon going to the necessary Brim.
High Tide also really hasn't changed their lineup of double controllers. It's just again the Sky going for the breach here instead. So I'm gonna be interested to see how High Tide and LG will kind of play this out, especially High Tide since they don't have that Sky util to really get any type of info. So they're probably going to really be relying on this Cypher to get some type of info, or maybe even just the jump spot from longer showers. So we'll see how it goes. Seems like LG here kind of just want to go for a fast A split here and just pushing the site, running the players down here.
Both sides fully stacked on each other. Meaty Sun coming out. Echo trying to get that trap setup going, but it finds no value. Vicious play there. Fortunate that didn't find in the first. LG upon reacting to that immediately make the decision to slow down and try to push out onto the other side of the map. Really taking a sweet time with this, trying to see what players they can see, but High Tide playing is expertly back, stacking up onto the B site, making that right call. Another stun coming out, slowing down Light Garden. Flash coming in, going out. Our first push of the map.
30 seconds left.
He's pushing down, getting traded out. CoachSeering coming in from behind. Pushing onto the site. It's just complete scrap. Tide find two. Brim gets another. Down gets traded out. Only player left.
10 seconds
Brimmywitdahemi. Seconds left, getting completely spammed from either side. Versus two. Times one, but he's unable to convert that 1 versus 1 in time.
I think there was just a bit of miscommunication with LG and their Cypher, the lurk. I feel like it's just very, very late, and by the time they got onto site, it's just kind of unfortunate for Cypher to be half across the map. High Tide, meanwhile, having a very good site hold, very good control of using their double controller players well here with that. So I would like to see more of this slower tempo from High Tide here. They're probably
You need to win this map if they want to make it just a 1-1. Get traded. Finding some ult orbs here. Pushing out. Sky already taking some damage earlier on in the map. Pushing out onto trying to flood out High Tide. Tide are just responding in kind. Echo ends up taking down High Tide's raise. In a 3 versus 2. Pushing down. He's gonna find And High Tide Cypher here. CoachSeering takes him down.
A.
Beautiful crosshair placement. Already pushing back, leaving the rest of Light Garden's players not entirely sure with what they want to do. They're going to try to push down,
30 seconds
see
left.
if they can find any kills, but Eon is very low. Brimstone slowing them down, adding just that much more pressure. Already smoked off. 2 versus 2 on the site though, 13 seconds on the clock.
10
Eon
seconds left.
finds a kill with a TP onto
One enemy
the A
remains.
site, but he gets pushed down and Viper just cleans them up. Unable to respond.
I love High Tide's setting the tempo with double controller here, kind of just making LG kind of worry about clearing angles, taking space. I wonder how High Tide will probably play this route out, because this is LG's buy round. I wanted to see if they can actually just use their smokes to kind of like hold the choke points with their weaker guns here. I want to see if they can just try to maintain this and kind of slow LG down here.
LG now on their first buy round. We'll see if they can try to tie and get their first round here. Immediately finding 2 kills on the High Tide, who try to play aggressive. Guy is low. Bucky finds Garden Cypher, already pushing down onto the site. High Tide only having 3 players left. Stinger finds the enemy raise. Another and a third! Oh my god! Garden only left to Paco in a 1 versus 2. Pulls out the ult. It's far behind. There's 2, only 1 piece left. They're trying to play together, but they're forced to take that 1v1. Paco is just down onto the spike, and he's flashed by Omen.
OneNinjaArmy going crazy with the stinger there, finding so much value off of that, using that raise ult to just kind of zone out the brim there. It was just OneNinja really just kind of dictated that round by just finding those 3 kills and finding those guns for his teammates. Again, incredible round by High Tide, utilizing their double controller too, kind of just taking the space. Very unfortunate thing that happened in showers, but LG now on an eco buy, but they still have a brim ult, so they could play for post here. See what they can do here.
Unable to find that round. Already back on the eco. Tide really showing up to their nade here. Looks like Light Garden are trying to get a push onto a B site. Trying to make as much noise as possible, see if they can find any players, but Coach Sterling stays firm on the site. With Tibberson ready for this aggressive push. Tibberson takes down a complete peak, finds none. Tide find that raise, and push out, but High Tide's Viper already there on the TP. He gets traded out as well. Garden left with 3 players against High Tide's 4. Have to see Garden able to find this. Eon on the B side again. Petrichor finding that.
30 seconds left.
Finding Eon on the site. This guy trades him out. Flipping that ult, trying to find as much free from it. Find the Vandal, push out. 1 versus 3. Pushing out onto the sky, aggressively pushing her. Finds another 1 versus 2. She runs out of ammo and she's traded out.
Very good retake on High Tide there, utilizing it by just slowly taking up the space. LG even though they're their eco round, honestly very good round from them, finding 3 kills and getting onto the site with the bomb down too. I wonder how this is going to play out for the rest of the game, because so far it just looks like High Tide is having a very, very solid start, and LG now taking a timeout, kind of regroup, I'm trying to figure out what is going on, what is happening, how are they just losing these rounds this close, like what? But I wonder how LG is going to switch things up. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But so far, High Tide making good use of this team comp, especially on this map.
You seem very confident with their controller plays. They're playing off each other very well. Actually feel the synergy with the players and the calls that they're making with each other. But Garden trying to find successful plays in the map, especially with the controller setup. Unable to find anything for right now, but hopefully this timeout allows them to find exactly what they want to do, and especially with what's under Cypher's hat. The question may never find the answer.
Well, let's get back into it. LG, you do have this Brimmold still to work with. I wonder if they're going to use this Brimmold to exec a fast side take, or they might just even play for pose, but we'll see how this goes on for LG. Very close to a few ults as well. The breach ult.
LG do have that breach ult on hand. All five towards the A site this time. OneNinjaArmy already pushed up. Boombot tied 3 in showers. Trying to find Nagito pushing out, but she loses. Garden pushing out onto the site, finding it free. They realize all those players have that firm grip on the showers. Army pushing out. Banjo pulling out his ult. Go out. Light Garden only have 2 players left, only 1 now. Down to Eon. 1 versus 4. Pushing out. Push out on a Banjo who finds his 3rd kill.
Fantastic round by High Tech, utilizing that Viper wall, using that Omen smoke to really zone out, and kind of using that smoke to just push into triple takes into showers. It really is a very good round from High Tide right there. LG again, kind of just struggling to get a foothold onto this map so far, but they do have a bit more ults to work with. Now when they have that breach ult and that brim ult, could go for a fast side take here, but seems like High Tide just really just want to take this map space just slowly and just kind of set the tempo.
Side now being up 5-0. Garden now on their next eco, trying to see if they can convert this. Paco does have his ult ready, and they can just absolutely pummel to the site. If they can overwhelm the 2 controllers on the site. Pulls it out. The Tide finding 2, get traded out. Cypher finding another. Cypher finding 2. Garden only having 1 player left. Another 1 versus 4. Raze clears him out.
So far, High Tide kind of just taking this away. 6-0 lead. Seems like LG can't really get a foothold on this map because there's no real mid to work with. Just going to be very interesting because previous map on Split, LG really just worked up that mid, really worked up that fast site take onto the site. However, it seems like they can't really find anything here. Just seem a little lost, but we'll see how things go out, especially since they seem like they want to group up here.
Garden's mental certainly look to be getting a little drained here. Paco seeing that trip being placed, he knows where the Cypher is. High Dog coming in. Another trip, finding that Raze. Paco ready to rip his ult. Push onto the site. Tide getting a grip on the site. He rips his ult. Just coming in. Raze finds value. She gets 1. Gets 2. He gets 2. On the side down. He finds the 4th of the round. Person only left 1 versus 4. He's gonna try to see if he can find anywhere. Picks up on the tower. Random spray could have hit Sky, but doesn't find him. Person seeing what else he can do for the round. Keep that lead after that economy boost for Light Garden. Now, surprise push. Finds another.
LG really finding their foothold that round. It costed them a breach and a Brimwell, but finally securing a round. Maybe trying to start getting a tempo here. Brim and Breachel was sacrificed, but they took the site. Raised, getting backside, finding the kill, 2 kills backside was very, very crucial. However, without those ults available now, how will they really play this out? Will they use the same strat of just keep going onto the side with all that util, or will they play it slow like they had before? We'll find out.
Full default coming garden this round. Sitting on 2 ults. Sky hogging up, clearing up on the site. Stun from the other side of the map coming in to abuse Cypher. Ninja Army already pushed up. He gets blinded. Meet Light Garden here as their other players are trying to regroup, see where they want to push for the round. He pushes up. This could be detrimental. Leon finds the crosshair placement to take down OneNinjaArmy. CoachSeering trying to see if he can find any more, but he pushes back onto deep into the site. Play by him. Been caught. Pushes up. He pushes down into in the showers. Finds that util. For ult, letting Rays get caught down. The side of the tide. Coming in at the plant. The tide just pushing down. Hyper finding 3 succession to shut down Light Garden.
Very, very good retake on High Tide there. Cypher getting the kill in that breach and then using that Cypher ult really kind of secured where LG were and just kind of set up for a good retake. LG kind of still having a rough time kind of just finding out how to take site, because these double controls are really limiting on where they can take site, where they can take on the site and push. So it's going to be very rough if they have a very big deficit in this half.
LG getting that push, Searing ready to take any aggression that comes his way. Pushes down, but Eon finds the 1v1. Tide's Rays take down Cypher though. On a 4 versus 4. BANJO calling in reinforcements, but looks like Light Garden are gonna make a play to try to keep them on site, and all 4 players of High Tide are now on the A site, while Light Garden scramble to try to take on B. Looks like a Viper's taking on, slowing the push down. Dog coming in. Hopefully it finds the Viper on the site. It does, but Viper pushes out. Finds 1, gets traded out. 3 versus 3. Garden now have control of the site, but coming in. They find the timing. 2 down. High Tide only have 1 left. Mr. Tibberson any value, but they know he's there and they stack up and they take him down with some crosshair placement. Garden fighting their second round win.
Very good round from LG there. Just using those picks and kills to really kind of dictate where they want to go. I think that's more of what they kind of need, just kind of like defaulting out a little bit, just finding out a kill or 2, forcing the over rotates and forcing them to really have a minimal number on a site and then just start hitting a site from there is what I believe LG needs there. Meanwhile, High Tide kind of struggled in that map, that round, but we'll see how they can bring it back.
Garden starting off with a slow push here, but Petrichor, TheRetiredGod, is ready for any play. That Sky Dog almost finds it. Out, pushes down. That Bucky finds some damage, but he gets traded out. Down, falling back. Hopefully he can get a heal, but they're already pushed onto the site. Viper only 1 left on, but pushing in from Viper from the site. She takes down Rays. Of Light Garden not far behind. Her only player on site pushes out, but Cypher finds her. for taking down Paco. Coming in for just succession shots and calm placement, bringing it down to a 2 versus 2. OneNinjaArmy ready for any push that comes towards Hookah. Go down, another push, branding the H Light Garden. Everyone's slowing down, and Garden looking like they're trying to find any sort of advantage. And now Cypher's low, but Army's found his way into Garden, which is absolutely horrible too. Light Garden's push here takes down one versus 2. Not push, just that crunch, just absolutely decimating Light Garden.
CoachSeering being an absolute menace on site. They're holding it down for his life. It seems like LG kind of wanted to use that Brimmo earlier, but wasn't really sure with their duelist being on site. But it seems like that ult probably really would have helped out earlier if they could just get CoachSeering out. But it seems like High Tide, very, very solid defensive hold there, especially by CoachSeering. See how LG can really kind of find any rounds left here to just bring it to a decent half.
As we go into the final 2 rounds of the half, Light Garden are on another eco. Lost of that previous round. Trying to clear corners, take it slow. Flash coming in. Light Garden find Paco. Viper finds Raze. Raze finds the enemy breach. Pushing up. Light Garden only has 3 players left. They slow down their push. That pushes out the tag any players from the site out. He looks to regroup with his team. For holding that corner and using that cam to find some information, finding those 2 players on site. OneNinjaArmy just ready for any push, regrouping with Viper here in showers, looking like they're going to try to take an aggressive push. Will Sky be able to secure a kill here? Viper takes out 1v1. She takes him down. Trade comes in rather quickly, leaving only the last 2 players of LG stuck. Find another sheriff kill onto OneNinjaArmy.
Last player standing.
Tide finds Cypher. 10 seconds left on the clock in a 1 versus 2, and he is forced to push, and he is taken down by Cypher.
Last round in the half.
LG here, kind of just looking really lost on what they want to do on these last few rounds. They just want to take site, but at the same time, like, they just don't push out. It's just, I don't understand, but it seems like it's really working out on High Tide's favor, especially with the controller meta, or comp, my bad. It's gonna be very interesting to see how High Tide can really just close this out with like a 10-2 half, and then kind of just take it from there.
Go taking a 1v1 with OneNinjaArmy already pushing out. Completely unexpected, that early aggression down in the round. No one left to come back. Garden find that they only control very little map control on this map. Light Garden's Raze finds the breach though. More aggression in. Gonna get that sky hill, you'll get it. 4 versus 4 now. Oh, more shower aggression coming in from Omen. Gets traded out as he overheats. Now a 3 versus 3. CoachSeering working his way into the spawn, but that's Cypher. Cypher will find him. They're pushing onto him, trying to see if he'll push. He regroups with his team. Cypher finds him and he gets traded out by Viper. Cypher's ready and he pushes out and catches both of them.
Very, very good round by High Tide there, using that showers aggression. OneNinjaArmy pushing up, very unexpected. I think no one expected that really. But again, High Tide, very good half, 10-2 half, but just because the double control worked on defense doesn't really translate to how good it'll be on offense, because LG has a lot of util to re-clear, retake a site, or even hold down the site. So I wonder how High Tide's going to use this double controller to really just slowly set the tempo for their attack rounds and just work it out. Seems like they kind of just want to default out and just maybe just look for a kill here, but seems like LG probably want to group up and just hold it down on B site.
LG looking to take some early aggression. Just trying to play passive. Tide already ready for some executions. That breach. I completely overwhelmed, taken down. One second left on the site. He's trying to take an aggressive play. He finds the raise. That smoke coming in for him. Man, Army already fighting his way over the site. Echo taking. Blinding him. There's a scrapyard out here. High Tide coming in favor, 4 versus 2. He's trying to see if he can find any sort of damage whatsoever on the two low High Tide players. Faded out on tower. On 1 versus 4. Eon do anything with his classic. Players are low. He finds his back. Versus 3 now. He's on the ground. He finds Cypher, 1 versus 2. Viper getting that timing on him because he wanted to pick up the gun, takes him down. 2.
Very solid util coordination on the raise and breach there, using the stun and molly to really get that good chunk of damage to the player that was in lamps. And then after that, raise kind of just overheating, taking the entirety of CT, it seems like, instead of taking just the backside control for his team. But LG is 2-11. They were very desperate. They need a buy up here, trying to find anything. See how this run plays out.
7-2 on the side of High Tide. Garden on yet another eco. Trying to keep their map control, let him High Tide know that this fight isn't over yet. Pushed up Bucky might find OneNinjaArmy. Timing could be critical. Shots found on side of High Tide. 2 players down. I want to push up, but Light Garden's already there. 3 versus 5 now. To see what High Tide tries to do in order to convert this into a round win. Being down players. Army could be finding this timing, but taken down with the Bucky. High Tide now losing yet another player. Round that was supposed to be theirs. Last 2 players of High Tide trying to push in. Looking like they're about to get crunched down. They find 1 and 2. Traded out from Sky. Sky takes down both of them with the Sheriff with 2 very well placed headshots.
LG's eco round there, or just forced buy up even, that round was very crucial into staying into the game, even if it's just a little bit longer. Seems like High Tide really wasn't expecting them to kind of force up here, but it seems like it really paid off. LG kind of having a really good buy now. Wonder how they're going to try to take this and bring it back, even if it's just a little bit. Seems like High Tide kind of just group up for another, probably a hit here.
Because really around High Tide immediately hitting them with execute again, but that Bucky might find some value. Finds 1, finds 2, finds a 3rd, finds a 4th.
Spike down A.
Oh wait, they were completely unprepared. CoachSeering left with the Sheriff. Looking down for the ace. On finding the ace. Overshadowing High Tide's push.
Going absolutely massive there with the Bucky. Bucky, no wonder he's a Bucky god. Like, getting 4 there, I don't know what High Tide were really thinking about just pushing lamps. without like something to counter that, like another Bucky. Very, very good round on Eon there, getting that ace, managing their economy. But now High Tide and LG both having full buy rounds. Let's see how both teams will kind of just play this out.
We'll see with High Tide's troller setup let them in the previous half have the advantage. Now that it's gone. Garden dealing some damage to OneNinjaArmy, but not a lot. Pop coming in from Sky. Ready to push out. Almost gets timing from the players, and here's some showers. Play a little back here. High Dog finding no. As Eon getting pushed down. Not falter. 5 versus 5. Try to already have the sight. Sky Flash coming in. Finding Omen. It trades out with. It's out up finding yet another. Full respected. Two flanks coming in and just completely clearing out the rest of High Tide, flushing them out from the site.
LG very, very good on the retake there, using their util and to Brimble, especially to clear out lamps, not trying to, you know, force any like close range engagement just in case they have like a Bucky. But High Tide forced now, let's use a timeout here, kind of regroup, rethink now that since LG kind of have a foothold onto the rounds and onto the game even, might be even just to come back and make this a closer game. But High Tide kind of just need a regroup, figure out how they're gonna play this. How are LG playing? Where to start taking space and what to do. Just seems High Tide just the double controller it's working, but it's just it gets the sight and plant down, but it just seems like it's a very rough game. LG though coming back up from this slowly but surely, you know, taking it slow, using that util, playing fully for retakes. Almost even not really trying to hold down the site, but let's see how High Tide can respond to LG's really just a bunch of util on the team.
Tide starting to feel that really pressure of could be Light Garden's growth and resurgence in this map. That op was so critical to that last round. Down 2, giving that pressure, leaving High Tide with nowhere to push out. On starting NinjaArmy on spawn, actually a lot of High Tide players are in spawn to see what mistakes Light Garden can make, see if they try to push up. For Cam, finding the raise, and with a little kiss. Down, looking like they might want to take B side of High Tide. The spike in 2 players onto A though, so we will see what they're trying to cook up here. Have some aggression, pull Light Garden's players in, push back. Something we saw from them on split, which unfortunately didn't go too well. Garden backing up on A. NinjaArmy finding some of the site free, unsure, making his time pushing up. Could be finding a timing on the Paco here. Paco finds that win. Pushing out on the site, finding Omen. Taken down. Taken down. Off down. LG finding yet another round win. High Tide not seemingly have the answer. LG's push there.
It's very interesting choice on LG. From what I've seen, they're just 4 stacking sites and leaving Cypher to fend for his own. However, if Cypher just catches anything, it seems like LG are kind of just like quick on the rotates. But we'll see how High Tide can really read this out and play it out. Because it seems like they're kind of just losing that momentum they built up in the first entire half. So see how High Tide can really play this out with, especially with the Petrichor.
Echo trying to farm for that ult. One more orb left. Top. Trying to see if they can find any extra players. When taken down. Tide losing a player, losing their smokes. Not looking good for the start of the round. You do not want to lose your smokes that early on. He's repositioning. High Tide finding Paco though. Could possibly make a difference. Looking like High Tide gonna root to the B site. We're finding yet another player. I'm trying to find out now if he can get any pushes in, but High Tide just take the site. Guy from Garden takes down one, and that crunch allows Eon to push up and take down Viper. Versus two now. Eon trying to play it safe, wait for his teammate to get that crunch in. Crossfire.
Planted.
In some fights, but none committing. Here, OneNinjaArmy pushing out onto Garden.
Enemy remaining.
Caught 1 versus 1 now. Eon. CoachSeering. Oh, just beautiful crosshair placement, taking out CoachSeering, finding that spike, allowing Light Garden to find that seventh round, looking like he's going for the op.
Very, very sad, like, round there from High Tide. Not really clearing out long there. Gets punished for it, even. Very unfortunate on them. That's the biggest thing, is like, if you don't have that certain player going, let's say, like, long there, for example, you need somebody to re-clear that, or just clear it together as a team, because you don't know if someone can be there, and that really, really punished High Tide for not clearing that. LG, though, very, very good play, especially on the retake, but it'll have a very, very close round on that last 1v1 there. Seems like High Tide kind of just slowly are starting to get back their momentum, but not really understanding really what to kind of like do and how to take really the site. But we'll see.
Garden looking to use the op and showers to keep it locked down. Finding Viper immediately, one of their smoke players. OneNinjaArmy taking site control, but Cypher already posted up, takes him down as well. Instead of proving trouble, just pulling out the ult, taking down Cypher. Tide only having 2 players left, getting completely overwhelmed. Finding a third. Tide only left with Omen. Gonna teleporter, and Eon clears him up. Another flawless win for Light Garden. High Tide just not having any answer for this aggression that Light Garden have when they try to push.
I feel like High Tide should kind of like start taking a timeout, kind of thinking things through. How are they losing these rounds? Why? What is happening? What is going on? I feel like the op is like the biggest detriment to them. They gotta find that op and just not hit where the op is, because that op, as soon as it gets a kill, it seems like High Tide kind of just they just don't know what to do really. But High Tide's by here, very interesting. 4 Buckies and a Sheriff.
High Tide looking to Bucky rush. Tibberson first on the line. Off shot missed. Bucky's too powerful. That Cypher chip allows the enemy Cypher to just get caught. Viper coming in. Tide decide against pushing on the side after all that aggression. Losing one of their own. Looking to put pressure on to the A site where Sky and Brim are waiting. Push up on the tower. Brim, Eon firing his molly, trying to keep them away. A Bucky rush. To see both players stunned up. Eon finding Raze. Versus 2 on the side of High Tide. Bucky finds Eon finally. 2 smoke kills coming in, and then just like going to clear out High Tide yet again.
The 4 Bucky shot was very interesting, if anything, but not really realizing that the Viper was also into the play. But honestly, it seems like even if they wanted to get bombed down in the Viper role, they're also really confined into that Viper role, where LG can kind of just spray and mow down the Viper role and just find kills that way. It seems like that's what's happened there. But again, another full buy round for both teams. It's going to be very interesting how High Tide, now losing the big momentum that they have, can they find just one round and bring it to a match point, or will LG possibly bring this back?
Tides turned in, back out, letting Light Garden come in with a whole bunch of round win, getting that momentum. But will the Tide turn back in time on the win? And we'll see. Tide already pushing up onto the A site. NinjaArmy throwing in, satchels himself out, but Molly leading at 2 HP. Light Garden finding 3 already, flooding onto the site, trying to find that plant down.
One enemy remaining.
Getting pushed in. Completely getting overswept. That Utah being way too much. The Tide has not come in just yet, and Light Garden find their 10 down.
One round from being back to even a score line, and it seems like High Tide can't really do anything against LG's full retake with util. It seems like LG just overwhelmed the High Tide players, completely playing retake. It's just like High Tide has no answer. It seems like they just don't know what to really do. High Tide kind of force buying here, seeing what they can do, seeing if they can even just get a round in, but it seems like LG not relenting, just unrelenting.
LG's Rays use that up, trying to find an early pick, and it will find BANJO pushing up again, finding Viper, getting 2, getting out of that Rays nade, posting up, ready for that boom bot. The other satchel to escape out of the way. High Tide already losing. There's one hitting that orb. Tide Cypher finds Sky on the other side of the map, though. Finds the control onto the site, and the plant. Eon
Spike planted.
gonna wait for his team to regroup. Echo already finding Cypher, though. Pushing out, Flood coming in. Tide losing yet another player, and it's just Rays on the other side of the map, unable to do anything but watch that round up. Light Garden finding their 11th round, 11-11, and try to keep that gun, move it on to the next round, get that hero rifle in. May not be enough.
I'll teach them to respect their elders.
LG just absolutely dominating on the retakes here. Very, very well played, and it just seems like High Tide really, again, just no response on like how they can really counteract this. They had a very solid half, but just seems like they don't really know what to do with the offensive double controller util. And if anything, if High Tide just kind of could get like one round, that one last round in to bring it to match point for them, this would probably be more pressure towards LG is probably what they need.
Tide coming with 5 players onto the A site. Head Dog gonna come in. Viper getting a headshot onto Eon. Garden for the first time in many rounds. Differential. Light Garden immediately Sky gets the thing in, gets a double kill. Spray's coming in. High Garden now at 2 players. Anyways, looking like they're coming in, trying to regroup after that disastrous sweep on the site. Garden's response is too powerful. Zephyr already coming in, ready to regroup.
They found my wire.
Slips through in time to hide inside tube, ready for these 2 players. About coming in, pushes out, he takes down 1, he gets traded. Please, OneNinjaArmy looking to hit that cheap and get onto site. To find an empty site, hopefully he'll be able to get that bomb down in time for the 1v3. But Paco and the
30 seconds left.
teammates are coming in. Already stunned up, and he gets shot through the wall before he can even plant. Garden finding their 12th round. High Tide is not looking like it's coming in.
High Tide just had a very strong lead. Now it's just all comes falling down. This last round, really need this to bring to overtime and try to at least have a chance to win this map and bring it to a 1-1. But however, LG just not giving High Tide any chance to really come back into this. Very strong retakes with their util and it just doesn't seem really fair with the amount of util that LG just has to expend here.
Start of the round, op that has been so critical to Light Guard's success in these past few rounds. Posted up, B long. Early pick coming on to Light Garden's Raze. 4 versus 5 Eons for that push. Wall, he subdues him. Shout from OneNinjaArmy onto tower, finding nothing. Seem to have gotten site control here though. Tide finding yet another kill. Still coming in denying the plant. They look to regroup onto the B site where Cypher's already found everything free. OneNinjaArmy coming in for the flank. This could be critical. Coming in for that smoke. Another kill. That push in with the push in, just completely sweeping Light Garden. The Tide
Overtime we go.
Overtime.
Kind of crazy how High Tide 10-2 lead here is now brought back to overtime. LG very strong on that retake with their util, but however, LG High Tide has shown again and again that their defense is not to be messed with, especially on this map. So again, but LG never really had a read on what they can do. So let's see if they can finally have opened their eyes to see how High Tide can really kind of just play and see how it goes, because so far it seems like this is a neck and neck game, especially on the defensive sides of both teams here. So if anything, it might just go to a 15-15 overtime.
We'll have to see, because that tie looked like it's coming in, and both of these teams proved to be very momentum based on how this map has gone. The advantage comes to High Tide this round with their calm. We'll see how this goes. Garden to make a push onto A. Showers has been an absolutely critical reason as to why Light Garden lost so many of those attack rounds before. We'll see how it goes. The army already looking to push up. For completely unprepared. The army finding that pick. Another pick down. Garden losing 2 other players down. Paco and this timing, but oh my god, he's taken out. Peterson taking 1, taking 2.
Spike down B.
In that corner.
30 seconds.
1 versus 5 finds 1. That's all he's going to get. High Tide finding our 13th round. This could be it for Light Garden.
Switching sides.
Well, I wouldn't count them out yet, just because like both teams on their defense have been very strong. LG and both High Tide have been playing their defense super well. Both teams only getting 2 rounds on their attack. Seems like LG just might be able to bring this back, but we'll see, because considering how High Tide played that last round to bring it to overtime, they will need a miracle in order to secure this round out and go for the map win.
Garden. A 2-0. Person coming down on the showers. We met with no resistance. Going to shoot down a trip. Cypher set up on the site. Bot coming in, pouring out. Oops. Players have not pushed in yet though. All that util down, but not used. Raze pushed up, looking like she could be able to can be able to get a pick and get out of there. Ninja Army still on the site, trying to see if he can get anything. Anyone. Raze, ready for that push. Neon pushing out. Tide find Raze. Then find another, find a third. Could be over. Tide coming in. Washed over LG's remaining rounds. The C versus 5.
Last player standing.
Find Paco. 1 versus 5. Ash coming in. Pushed upon, and it is a flawless win for Tide.
Tide finally finding that one round, the crucial round that they needed on attack just to win it all. Very, very good round, and very, very well played from both teams on their defense. Those defensive rounds really came in clutch for both LG and High Tide, starting off with a very strong lead with a 10-2 half. And then just LG bringing it back, their mutos, their retakes, the coordination, everything was just on point to completely bring it back to overtime. But it just seems like LG kind of struggled in that second map there, especially with their attacks. It wasn't as dominant as the split map. But we'll see how they can really fix this up and polish it up, especially when it goes on for the rest of the season.
Here, extremely close. Really well played from all teams. Felt a lot like it was very momentum based, especially with both teams coming in, coming out, like pushing out and just getting out momentum based around wins, seeming to end in favor of High Tide in the end there. All in all, really good match today from both teams. Split going 13-7 in favor of Light Garden, and Bind 14-12 High Tide. You guys so much for coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is VK coming in from the heavens. We are going to have a post-match interview on the way. Hang tight. We are just waiting on the High Tide representative to get back to me. In the meantime, what a wild match that was, as our beloved caster Kimchi had to go away. Eclipse, how did you find that last match?
I thought it was really, really good. Very fun to cast, especially for my first time ever. Very much honored to be able to frickin' cast explosive games, especially from both of these amazing teams. Especially with those aces coming from Eon. Just absolutely insane solo play from him.
Again, we are just simply waiting for, I believe this is OneNinja going to be tuning in here in a second. BDC chat, how are we feeling? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling great? How did you guys enjoy that match? Let us know in the chat below. Also, fun little detail, VODs will be released upon processing times. We will no longer be having a delay for those. And I hope you guys will enjoy the VODs coming out at faster paces than usual. We appreciate all of your support. Again, as we're just waiting on OneNinja to join up the voice call, we will be good to go. So, Eclipse, what was a favorite part of tonight's stream in your eyes?
Honestly, generally, entire experience was pretty fun. I actually really enjoyed casting those games. I really liked Bind because of how close it was and just how these players managed to play off of each other, especially with the executions. They felt a lot more fluid from both sides. So Trika, that is amazing cat impression you got going on in chat there.
We
Absolutely
love
super.
we love our resident meower, Trico. Shout out Trico, by the way. Let's talk about some other results across the board. We had a 2-0 KC versus L7. We also have, I believe it was OS with a 2-0. Let's see what else we got. I believe we have the 1-1, obviously, the LG and the High Tide. I believe there was also another one which was PA, and I believe, was it PAPN?
Not sure.
This is obviously, of course, Apprentice. So some big matchups across the board there.
As we wait for this post-match interview, do want to ask chat if they have any questions all about the matches you guys just saw today.
Again, apologies for the delay on this. Typically, we do have these set up. Yeah.
Rico coming in with a question: is it true that KC is the best? I'm not too well versed on any of these other teams, as I was actually originally going to be a player in Expert League. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well. Either way.
Sorry to cut you off. We will be having OneNinja joining here. 1 second, and we will take over the post-match interview. All right. We are going to head on to the interview, and we will be right back. Falcon, just move down with me. All right, VDC, we are live with OneNinja here from High Tide after a gripping second matchup. How are you feeling after that match going to OT, after you guys had such a dominating lead?
A little stressed.
Little stressed.
Yeah.
How was the comms during that matchup? Were they kind of in control, or was they getting a little hectic, or did you guys kind of know, like, even though the plans might have been deviated a little bit, that you guys still got this?
Be honest, I'm trying to think of. It was kind of a little sporadic, but then we cleaned them up near the end for the last few rounds.
And looking over some of your plays, your attack side was a little weak on map 2. However, your defense setup was almost impeccable. Were those defensive plays something that you practiced and kind of hammered down in scrims?
No, not really. I mean, on split probably, but on bind not so much.
I gotcha. What were your overall feelings of today's match day?
I was excited for the match. I thought the game was good. Gave a little too many rounds, which has to do a lot with me, I think. But other than that, so I feel like there's some room for us to improve. And I mean, it's our first match, I think, with all of us, the full squad. So.
Yeah, absolutely. My final question before I let you guys go back with the team and then we'll close out the stream is High Tide is seeming to be a force to be reckoned with across Apprentice. How are you guys feeling under having that newfound, because you guys are a new organization, how are you guys finding that newfound success, and are you guys confident that you can keep these results coming?
I've been liking the success so far. I think that it's good, and we're gonna keep just getting better. The more that we practice, the more we work together as a team.
Absolutely, absolutely. Chat, give it up for One Ninja from High Tide. Thank you so much for coming onto the stream, and we wish you the best of luck with the season.
Thank you.
All right, VDC, and that is all the time that we have for tonight. Big shout out to production here. It's Falcon, Eagles Girl, Eclipse, and Kimchi. I hope you guys all had a great night, and we'll see you on Friday for Match Day 3.